What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
The drama inspired by the Archie comic books got us hooked really fast, and with every new season, there is always something new happening. There is so much going on that you might miss some details and things that you want to watch all those episodes again. And today, we have the right thing for you. Stick around as we unveil all the things you missed when you watched the show the first time. That small town. Starting off our list, we have the overhead shots of Riverdale that look similarly like the town you think you have visited before, or have seen somewhere before. And you are probably right, as the same shot that is shown in Riverdale is also a stock footage for two more popular drama series. The stock footage is filmed footage that camera crews can use from studios without taking on board any camera crews and filming new sequences. And this is why the outside of many high schools might look the same in many different shows. Some minor changes, like the sign of the school, and the name might change too. In this case, the shot that is seen in the small town of Riverdale has been used before in two other shows, The Gilmore Girls and Pretty Little Liars. And this is not all between the shows. There have been also exchanges with some set pieces when they are not shooting on location.
What is it? I mean, besides everything.
The real Miss Grundy. When Miss Grundy was introduced for the show and was known that it will be played by Sarah Habel, and also would be Archie's love interest, fans cried foul because they haven't noticed this detail they watched the show for the first time. They missed the Miss Grundy from the comics and the things that resemble her, the matronly ensembles, plenty of sarcasm, and even the white hair. In the series, though, as the teacher's past is slowly revealed, the change of the name, her abusive ex-husband, and even her previous relationships with her students, Betty uncovers the obituary of the real Miss Geraldine Grundy, who looks a lot more like her comic book counterpart. And for the fans, this means that they can rest easy, as they got what they wanted long before knowing. A page from the comics lived in Riverdale, as the real Grundy's picture was seen in the obituary in the series.
Until he gets out, I'm not giving up on him, Jug.
Oh no.
Jughead's S. Do R and S mean anything special to you? Well, it does to Archie, and especially Jughead. Just like in the comics, beside the crown that he is known for, Jughead always has the letter S following him around. He got it on his shirts and pops up on other things, like his sweater, his laptop, and even in his dreams. There is homage paid in the show with the knitted crown, getting into detail, which is always welcomed. But what exactly does the S and R mean for the both of them? Well, there aren't any facts stated in the comics or the series alike, but we might suspect that they are a resemblance of who they are and where they come from. The Archie's R that is everywhere, even on his Letterman's jacket, and on many other occasions, maybe the R is for Riverdale, or Jughead's Hess might mean seaside, as in serpents.
Music, starting this year, tomorrow.
Amazing!
Clifford Blossom's wig is missing. As we all know, one of the things that catches everyone's eye when it comes to the Blossoms is their hair color, and by that, they are well distinguished in Riverdale. However, this was not the case for Barclay Hope, who had to dye his hair to play his part, and he did, frankly enough, but he had an allergic reaction to the dye, so they had to find him a wig in order to continue shooting for the TV show. There is one creepy scene in the series, and that is the wig closet, which was not particularly part of the script, but they had to experiment a bit, so the cast can be complete, and it turned out even better than expected for the show's views, as the producer Sarah Shutter said in an interview with Yahoo. Events piling up leading the birth of the closet full of wigs. And when you think about this, you can see in the pilot that Clifford's hair looks way different in that episode compared to the other ones later on. And to be honest, the wig is better, don't you think?
In fact, I'm kind of terrified I lost my best friend tonight.
If you mean Betty, whatever happened, just talk to her. Man, it'll go a long way.
A Twin Peaks reference. We are all witnesses of the Twin Peaks references throughout the show. Some are more obvious than the others, but one standing out is the scene when Mädchen Amick places a pie to give to Betty and Archie. Now Amick guest starred in Dawson's Creek, the other show referenced in the show, and was a regular in Twin Peaks, working at a diner in the latter, and serving the teenagers in that show makes us go back to the iconic moments of the show, and this was the perfect situation with a little twist for the nature of Riverdale, and how it evolves. The dark-themed teenage drama we all love. Here, she uses a butcher knife, and not a pie cutter, emphasizing the scene and the setting of the series as a whole, adding to the details the series are known for so far, making it one hell of a scene.
Veronica! Betty, what are you guys doing here?
Don't worry about it.
Oh.
I mean it, Andrews. Hit the showers and stay out of my way.
The main characters have the signature colors. Comic books often dress their characters in a same color family, so when the artists change, they can easily adapt, and also for the fans to have even a little bit more connection to the characters. So the Riverdale TV show also gave the 5 main characters in the show their signature colors. Betty is demure in pinks and blues. Veronica is more into the black, regal, and sophisticated, with a touch of purple. Cheryl is all about red. Jughead is the outsider, so he is wearing mostly green and black, coming from the other side of the tracks, and Archie is the all-American in red and blue, also matching his gingerly hair. However, from time to time, they do change their signature, and it mostly is when they are out of character or in very dramatic moments, like the scene when Betty goes all black and tortures Chuck, or even Cheryl in all white when Jason disappears.
How are the onion rings here?
So good.
Can we get some onion rings too, please?
Yeah.
Veronica Lodge.
Archie Andrews.
Matching milkshakes. One of the key features in the show, considering how long and on how many occasions the gang orders milkshakes, we can see right from the start all the way to now they all have preference for their milkshake flavor to emphasize their personality traits, like Veronica ordering chocolate and Betty going for the vanilla one. However, throughout the show, they sometimes change things up. As Archie starts dating Veronica, he also goes for the chocolate, while Betty orders her usual, the vanilla but with a splash of strawberry to match the one from Jughead, the strawberry-flavored one. Showing and telling the stories for the 4 of them in their pairing, and how they are meant for each other and how they connect with one another.
Is, Betty still mad at you?
Back to no texting. What about you?
I'm back to being the shallow, toxic rich bitch who ruins everything in her path.
Jewelry is important. Outside of milkshakes and clothing signature for the cast, the jewelry the girls wear also has their own meaning, and adding a touch of detail, even though not being the first choice for modern teenagers nowadays. Veronica's pearls play an obvious role in her character as they show her devotion for her father, which now are not that common after all the things that went between them, and Cheryl's affinity for brooches is immense, with one standing out more than others, the spider one, usually worn when she has to confront with the truth or spill it for the others, and in one scene she even gives her brooch to Jughead for believing in her lie. Alice is also keen on brooches, but she is more on the flowery side of things, showing bright colors and also her connection and hatred for the Blossom family, instigating it even more. Cupid dolls. Betty Cooper might look like an angel, but she has way too many secrets to hide. It's unbelievable. Cupid dolls became popular in the 40s and 60s, just like the Archie's comics, and we can see a clear resemblance between the two, so it's no surprise that Betty would have an affinity for something like this, more on the nostalgic side of things. And also, the Cupid doll connects to Betty too much is their design, as they have sweet smiles, but they are made staring off to one side, though they are keeping a secret from you. Just like Betty hiding her secrets in her room from the rest of the gang on few occasions in the series so far. There is so much more to that than just a nightlight that Betty gives as a gift for her sister, Holly. A drowning person drags Archie down. And last but not least, we have one of the biggest things that few of you noticed, but it is there for a long time, right from the first season. The metaphorical advice Fred gives Archie about not letting the person drag you down, but the metaphor actually becomes real, as Archie tries to pull out Cheryl from the frozen lake, and continues on to the relationship that him and Jughead have, that even though someone is drowning and dragging you down when you are trying to help them, you shouldn't let them pull you in together with them, showing that even with the many fights the two have, they stay together after all, always being there for each other. Thank you for watching and staying with us until the end. Put in the comments section below how many of the things on the list you have noticed and known before seeing this video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more videos like this in the future.